Welcome to the forecast. To my right, APAT himself. That's Alex. How you doing?
Hello, everybody.
Across from me, the G-Dub himself. Garrett, how you doing?
Doing good.
It's Wednesday Comics Forecast. We're here to tell you the comic books coming out for the week of the 26th of June, 2019. First up on the docket, Image Comics, as always. All the rows on top here is Sender number 3. This is Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen. The cover looks sweet. We had a dragon on the cover, so we can get some dragon action. What do you think, Garrett, of Ascender?
Issue 2 is probably one of the best comics. You remember when we do the year show? I think that would definitely issue 2 of Ascender right now is definitely top 5 of 2019. That issue was so good and really shows because when you saw issue 1, Andy was just kind of defeated, and then he was trying to follow the rules of this new society, and then issue 2, you just recognize Andy instantly of who he actually is in this world. So super excited for issue 3. Still haven't met Tim 21 yet. I'm sure that's going to be the conclusion issue of this arc.
It'll be nice reunion when we see him again after reading that whole series.
I know, man. I bet you can't wait to see him.
But at least they talked about him. That's the only thing I liked.
Yeah.
It wasn't a subtle, I wonder who that is.
It's like Luke Skywalker in the new Star Wars movies. It's like, I'm sure he'll show up eventually.
The second issue, I mentioned when we reviewed it, that there's a part in it reminds me of God of War. Alex has been playing God of War. He's not there yet, though, so we'll talk about it later when he comes back up.
Spoilers.
Deadly Class. I had to say what part of the book he doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't remember talking about
He's
that.
just question marks all over the place. Deadly Class number 39. This is Rick Remender, Wes Craig, and Jordan and Boyd on that cover. Alex, Never Go Back Part 4. It looks like we have what was his name again?
Shabnam.
A bunch of Kool-Aids he spilled, right?
Of course.
So what do you think of Deadly Class?
This is, the one thing about Deadly Class, I love the covers. Most of the covers by Wes Craig are always spectacular. This is one of those most disturbing covers I've seen in a long time. You got two thugs, and Shabnam's got, I assume, blood. Who knows? Could be Kool-Aid. Spilled all over himself. We know he's the crime boss of the school.
King's Dominion.
And we can't wait for Marcus to kick the shit out of him soon.
I'm still in shock that Maria and Marcus are back at King's Dominion. I like it because it just opens so many possibilities for the story, like a longer con to take their revenge.
It either feels like it could be a longer con, or it feels like I got to wrap this shit up so I can go do other things.
Wrapping it up would have been that issue. They go to King's Dominion, they kill everybody. Well, that would have been wrapping it up. This set up like another year or two's worth of story.
Hopefully, I'm hoping at least another year of worth of things.
Yeah.
You're right. He could have just gone and blown the whole hellhole.
Because they have a plan to fuck with everyone before they're done.
I suppose. They got to make everyone else's life horrible.
Right. I'm hoping eventually we get some... what can you think of her name?
What, Saya?
Saya. I hope we get Saya back in the mix eventually here.
I want her and Marcus to do Dylan, you son of a bitch, and just be like, bro, where you been?
Because 37, she escaped.
Yeah.
She's out now.
38.
I was going to say, she's out there. She's coming back, but we'll see what happens. Anybody get Isola still?
Me.
Number 8.
Yep.
Brendan Fleischer, Carl Kerschel. Mistake on the cover there. It's been a little bit, right, Alex? Took a little break.
It's every other month now.
Every other month now?
Yep.
What do you think of Isola?
Each issue is just very much... It's going to take a long time. This is even a slower pace than Walking Dead, I would say. So I think it's going to be a while before we see huge story developments. I mean, it's worth it because the art is amazing, but the actual story content you get in each issue, it's not a lot. So you get a couple scenes maybe, but it's beautiful. It's immaculate.
I think the only thing that actually bothers me in this book is that the reading part of it is so quick. Is that, yes, the art is probably one of the most beautiful books I've seen in a long time. But the story-wise is just, we go from place to place to place, and it's not like we actually see anything. We just go somewhere, talk to somebody, something freaks out Rook, and then we go somewhere else.
That's true.
I mean, if you're looking for a book that's really interesting, this isn't necessarily the one for you.
Yeah, it doesn't really have a clear direction, except they need to get to Isola, and maybe that's the point. It's you never know how you're going to get there.
I would try to seek this thing out in trades and see how it reads. Maybe if we go back and read Volume 1, I'll get back. Maybe it'll be good. Who knows? Weatherman number 1 of Volume 2, Jody LaHip and Nathan Fox. Alex, what are we thinking about the start of a new volume here?
I'm excited. I just wonder what that means. When I think of a new volume, I don't think of a obviously a continuation. Maybe it's going to be a different perspective of what Volume 1 was from. I think it's going to be great. I actually love that first volume so much. Not a lot of people read it, but I know. I'm going to shout out to Sergeant America. I think he's still getting it, or at least knows about it.
It's on my docket.
Is it on your docket?
It's on my docket.
Did you already read Middle West?
Well, now that the whole first thing's out, I can. No, it's still on my docket.
Okay.
I didn't see anything IDW and in
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse. If I'm incorrect, let me know. Action Comics number 1012. We're already at 1012. Brian Michael Bendis, Simone Kastransky, and Jamal Campbell on the cover. Artist Simone Jakransky joins superstar writer Brian Michael Bendis as the attacks of Leviathan threaten targets across the globe, and the agents of the Invisible Mafia continue to infect Metropolis in this tie-in to Event Leviathan. What do we think, Garrett?
I've liked all of this up until Event Leviathan number 1. I thought that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. There wasn't really a big setup of a mystery, and I know that the Action Comics title ties heavily into that. There's been a lot of setup. There's been a $10 one-shot issue, which I think if you like, they had the audience read that as part of Event Leviathan instead of just doing like a $10 prelude one-shot and then doing Event Leviathan number 1. It's super confusing, and even if like I know what happened in that, and I read,
think it was $10.
yeah, but you got the start of Jimmy's story. That's coming from Max Landis and
Matt Fraction.
Matt Fraction and sorry, not Max Landis. Sorry, my bad. I know he's under some shit right now. And then Greg Rucka's Lois Lane run.
It's karma for that book. I'm just go ahead.
Yeah. I am excited for this. Maybe this will help fill in some gaps. But again, I'm so disappointed with Event Leviathan number 1 that I hope this issue isn't bad because of that.
Batman Damned number 3 of 3, Brian Azzarello, Lee Guillermo. What do we think, Alex? This is a long time coming, right? Got delayed, I believe.
I think this was supposed to come out back at least by January, and it's been months and
this was supposed to be the first Black Label title. They were supposed to come out every other month, and they're only supposed to be one out at a time now. This one is kind of seeping into...
This one's coming out this week?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I just thought that it was supposed to be solicited for this week, but it's not.
So this one is... coming out late. What do we think of the conclusion?
Did you read 2 yet?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I actually haven't read 2. It's still sitting in my pile. Just feels like, who knows when 3's coming out.
I'm really curious. Maybe it's just Lee needed way more time to do the art because his art is so good. I loved issue 1. I didn't get distracted by battling, so it's hard to believe that's almost a year ago that issue 1 came out. Like.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's like if you have a 3-issue mini, that's when that's your selling point. Like, I'm going to have all 3 issues done before. But so I don't understand why 3 is delayed so much. Maybe it's just bad reaction. And I guess it was maybe the evaluating of DC Black Label and all that. But I don't know.
The first one sold like hotcakes.
Yeah. Second one I thought was great. It's definitely a sequel to
December.
The Killing.
It came out number 2.
Oh. It's definitely a sequel to The Killing Joke. So this is the issue I'm most excited about to see where Joker's been the entire time. So they're going to touch on that. And I think if the way issue 1 opened, that this will conclude similarly, where it's going to it'll probably just be very up to your own, I don't know how you would say, your own point of view of what you think the ending of the story is going to be. Interpretation. There you go.
Detective Comics 10/6, Peter J. Tomasi, Kyle Hotz, Detective Jim Corrigan has been shot in the streets of Gotham City, and the Spectre must reach out to Batman to help him find the secret assassin. What do we think, Alex? Detective Comics.
I've loved Detective Comics so far. The first arc where we had Arkham Knight, she got, spoilers, she kind of got beaten right away, which is fine. We know she's going to show up. She's like all the other Batman villains.
It's more like wounded.
Well, maybe her pride.
We saw something at the end. She's going to come back.
So she's coming back. I'm just hoping she comes back with a vengeance, and her plan is foolproof. You want to kill the Bat? You got to do it. This one, I'm kind of excited to see Spectre. Like Garrett has he and I at least have talked prior to the show. It's been a long time since we've seen him. I asked if he was in Doomsday Clock. We're not sure. I don't think he was.
If he was on that 2-page spread, way in the background.
I did not see him in Doomsday.
Yeah.
He might have been because we all 3 dropped off. I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up in Justice League Dark.
Oh, good call.
It's a possibility.
So he might have been in there.
See if he's on that cover that I see coming up. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm actually really excited for Detective Comics. I like being in a book that is actually living up to the namesake. A lot of the times I find that Detective Comics wasn't about him being a detective trying to figure out things. Most of the time it's about just another way of watching Batman beat the shit out of somebody, which is fine. But I want this book to really give me a mystery to follow.
Right.
Flash number 73, Joshua Williamson, Howard Porter. The Flash year 1 continues. Garrett, 2 questions for you here. 1, how's it going? And 2, I'm pretty sure if you lose that much blood, aren't you at least dead?
1, I'm not. I still haven't read part 1 yet. I keep putting it. There's other things I'm reading ahead of it, so I don't know how year 1's going. It looks great because I love Howard Porter art, especially with the Flash. And that looks like too much blood.
How is he laying? Both the blood on the floor and then the blood on the wall are both like sticking. So which way is gravity holding this blood? Is that the floor his back is on, or is
it must be a Speed Force vinegar stroke because
jeez, I don't know. It's like how, the one on the wall is making the Flash symbol, and the one on the floor is just laying there. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little still bitter with Speed Force knowledge and things, so we'll see.
Martian Manhunter number 6 of 12. Steve Orlando and Riley Rossmo. Mars burns and the sins of John come back to kill him. John will do everything in his power to save his family from the Hormier's curse, but wants to discover the type of Manhunter he really is. Will he want to go anywhere with him? What do we think, Alex?
I love the Riley Rossmo art. I mean, right there. Steve Orlando, yeah, he's good. He's had some couple good books, not just Martian Manhunter, but some other good books that have been decent. Riley Rossmo, anything he is on, I am picking that bad boy up. If you haven't read Deathbed, read it. If you haven't read the Batman Shadow, read it. That art is spectacular. Mm-hmm. Issue 43 of New 52, fantastic. This book is a lot of fun. I think it's one of those things for me as a person who doesn't know a lot about Martian Manhunter. It's a nice introduction to what he's all about.
Oh, there we go. Wonder Woman, number 73, J. Willow Wilson. Oh, no, Steve Orlando. Aaron Leprusky and Jesus Marino. Are you going to get this out, Garrett?
I'm only getting Wonder Woman in trade, but that doesn't bode well that I see that Steve Orlando is on an issue.
Orlando, find out on this tale by guest writer Steve Orlando that delivers a crucial piece of G. Willow Wilson's epic storyline. So it's just one issue?
I think so.
All right.
Did that just say that he's writing the conclusion of her storyline?
Just
no, it's
epic
a piece
important.
a piece to the conclusion.
Yeah,
so there we go. How about this one, Garrett? The Amazing Spider-Man number 24, this Marvel Comics, Nick Spencer, Ryan Otley, all leading up to Nick Spencer's landmark 25th issue. One issue away from number 25, and the chickens come home to roost. Who is the mysterious bandaged figure who seems to be in every shadow? And what does he want from Spider-Man? This issue won't answer all your questions, but will answer some that will drop your jaw. First off, is it fair to say milestone issue when you restarted on your own? To say, hey, 25 issues, and be like, yeah, but you restarted it. Otherwise, you'd be at whatever number Amazing Spider-Man's at.
Yeah, I would say so.
Didn't it just pass 1,000?
No.
I don't think so.
No. Was with
It was only at 800.
Doesn't it show on the cover in the Legacy in the top left?
Oh yeah, let me see.
I'll say the Legacy number.
It's like 800 and
But I think it's a landmark.
825.
825.
So past 800, but I think it's a landmark. On his run, this Centipede guy was teased in the first couple of issues. It seems like we're kind of speeding through a lot of things, which makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like Nick Spencer had this huge, like Tom King-esque long arc that he wanted to tell in Spider-Man. It seems like we're hitting a lot of the beats really quick.
Yeah, but maybe he's learned from Tom King that sometimes the long arc doesn't go well.
Right.
Got to wrap it up and actually have some point to your story.
So, I don't know. I'm excited because I want to know more about the Centipede guy. He's got plans to harm MJ. So we'll see what happens. I do love Spider-Man event books, and I think this is going to lead into a good year of Spider-Man.
Agreed.
Okay, Spider-Man. Speaking of Spider-Man, we'll get back to him in a second. Black Panther number 13, Tennessee Coates, Daniel Acuna. A new arc and first contact with Wakanda Prime 2000 season starts here. Weeks ago, the Black Panther disappeared on a mission into deep space, leaving behind his country, his family, and the woman he loves. Find out at last what Wakanda Prime has done without its king. As the race against Najaka's expansion continues, the goddess Bast makes a dramatic move and T'Challa reaches out for the life he left behind. Alex, what do we think?
That sounds really interesting, and yet also makes me not interested. The fact that we're not moving forward with the other story, we're hearing the back past what has happened while T'Challa's been gone. It makes me. I mean, obviously, there's a different time warp for where T'Challa is now. It seems like he's been in there for years. It's only been a couple weeks since he's been gone. Secondly, who is the woman that T'Challa loves? Is it Aurora Monroe? Storm?
Yeah, they showed in the last issue.
Yeah, it was Aurora.
Is that actually her though?
She was in the bed. Yeah.
Who's the artist on this?
Acuna.
Oh, David Gill. God, I kind of wish it was Jen Bartel, though.
Yeah,
It's another flashback issue.
After seeing Bartel feels like a good artist for Black Panther more, at least for me, more often. Unless this is going to be a lot of fighting, maybe it is. What happens when the king's gone? Everyone beats the shit out of each other.
I am interested in this part of the story because I think that's the biggest question. Well, if T'Challa's there, who's running Wakanda? You know, so yeah, I think it'll be a fun ride. It's going to fill in some gaps in our knowledge that we want, and eventually it's going to lead to either T'Challa coming back or, I have no idea.
Alex, let me throw another one your way. Conan the Barbarian, number 7. Jason Aaron, Mohammed Asar as a group book on the cover. What do we think?
I actually enjoy this book. Of the three of us, I'm still the one who's getting it. This is taking place for Thor for me right now. It's got that guy who's unbeatable and beats the shit out of everybody and has the mouth of a champion going, hey, you fuck me, I fuck you. And then he beats I actually
on the cover, there's a lot of ladies
of
this issue. So the many loves of Conan, it's called. This issue was arc.
I think. Well, and actually, I don't know how much longer this Conan the Barbarian was going on because I've seen elsewhere that it's all the sword of him or the ravaging of him or the ass kicking of Conan. I don't know if Conan the Barbarian is going to be going on much longer, which is fine. This actually, I really have enjoyed this book. It's a little single issues each, just telling of a tale of what he's done. There's one where he punched a lion in the face, and then the lion became his friend, and that was the best.
I think that's what happened to He-Man too.
He punched the tiger in the face, became his best friend.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. Actually, it's a tiger. I don't know why I said a lion. Fantastic Four number 11. That is Dan Slott, Paco Medina, licensed to Quantum Drive. Franklin and Valeria are growing up fast, but not fast enough to legally operate fantastic cars in NYC. But wouldn't you know that the day of their big driving test is the exact moment the entire microverse might implode and take reality with it. Get ready for the cosmic adventure of Marvel's first family and 2 members of New York Department's motor vehicles going to parallel worlds easy. Parallel parking kind of hard. What do you think, Garrett, of... Jesus, what's with Valeria's face on that cover? What do you think of Fantastic Four?
Yeah, I did not like that description just now because it seems like this is getting back to Dan Slott comedy hour, which worries the crap out of me. Like, it just kind of took the first 10 issues I've read, which has been great because it's been focused on this family reuniting and working towards objectives and like goals to save the universe, to let's go watch Franklin and Valeria learn how to drive for the first time and create destruction and have jokes the whole time.
Which is weird because they're both geniuses while her face really is fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know. See this. Who did that cover? What does it say?
Yeah.
I closed it early.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went back. I'll look. Isn't it? It's Rubik. It's not Rubik.
Rubik. Slow down, Rubik.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I wonder if Versus is still coming out.
I doubt it.
No, I forgot about that fucking book.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that posted forever.
This scares me. I mean, Asad Rubik, that's awesome that he's on the cover. Just looking at the preview right now, and yeah, not very excited.
That's one of those books that unfortunately is really I keep asking you guys if you're still getting it, so when you guys drop it, I can drop it and feel okay that I'm not missing out on anything good.
Well, it just feels like, they just did War of the Realms fill-in last one.
Yeah.
And now this issue is going to be another filler, basically. So if issue 12 is like this, I'm done.
All right, there we go. So what I'm going to bring up here, Superman Reptilian Rage by Ralph Macchio.
You mean Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, what did I say?
Superman.
Well, he's... Yeah. Okay.
Superman Reptilian Rage.
Spider-Man Reptilian Rage, Ralph Macchio, and Christopher Allen. There you go. There's a real nice little spin-off, like one-shot thing there. I passed a couple here. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That's Tom Taylor and Ken Lashley. What do you think, Garrett, with the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man?
I love this book. I think it's so much fun. It's just its own Spider-Man title and its own Spider-Man universe. I mean, it does take place in the main continuity, but it's not so serious. A little more lighthearted and more focused on Spider-Man's neighborhood and what he does to protect that neighborhood. So it's like your more innocent Peter Parker.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it lives up to the title. He's in the neighborhood. He's doing what he needs to do. Neighborhood's got some shit.
Right. It's not like he's getting beat up every issue and his mask has to be ripped off because he's fighting a really hard opponent.
Issue 3, he was getting the shit kicked out of him by that guy who's running the Kingpin downtown, or down below the city. But.
Right. So it's a fun companion to the Amazing Spider-Man title.
Are you still getting it?
Yep. I'm reading it from #GuessThis1 now.
Okay.
See, he gets it. So
that's a good book. I actually do enjoy that book. I have one other surprise for you, Garrett.
What?
I tried Excellence. I haven't read it yet. I bought issue 1 and 2. I'm going to find out if it's like Harry Potter or not.
I said sort of like, it's like Harry Potter and Hunger Games mixed.
So I should like it then. I like both of those.
Should you make a new Hunger Games prequel?
What?
A book?
What is it called? The Cooking
That last
Games?
book sucks, so...
Really? I loved Mockingjay.
Really?
Sorry. Yeah, I loved it.
Oh, okay, when she volunteers
Spider-Man
to save the
Annual
day
#1.
and her sister still dies?
Hey, this is the forecast, not Hunger Games hour. Spider-Man Annual #1, Jason Latour, Phil Lord, and Christopher Miller, with art by David LaFuente. This is the licensed Spider-Man Annual #1. Peter Porker, the spectacular Spider-Ham, the creative team that brought you into the Spider-Verse, and Spider-Gwen creator Jason Latour. You won't want to miss these interdimensional epics. There you go. If you like that movie, go ahead and pick that up. Garrett, you're going to get this. I saw this in the list, and I thought I'd bring it up here. Star Wars, Darth Vader #1, Greg Pak, Raymond Box.
No, I'm not, because I read it's about this group hunting down Darth Vader. If it was Darth Vader hunting down this group, then I would get it. But cool. No, I'd rather know about like Darth Vader's perspective. I don't care about rebels being like, oh, let's go kill the Dark Lord of the Sith. Yeah, just for them to like die.
What about War of the Realms #6 Jason Aaron Russell Dodderman? The world-shattering conclusion of War of the Realms. The tides begin to turn as unexpected allies appear in a twist that will shake the heavens. Malekith's allies are faltering at last before the might of all Earth's heroes, but the Dark Elf King has one final trick, and it's got a venomous bite. Out of all options, the God of Thunder must make a sacrifice that will leave him forever changed. But will it be enough, and what heroes may fall in his wake? Midgard's fate is sealed as Jason Aaron's year-long saga comes to its epic conclusion.
What if they call in Kratos, and Kratos beats the shit out of everybody?
And also, year-long my ass, more like half a decade. So, I'm excited. I forgot I see Thor with the Destroyer's arm, and I'm like, fuck, that's so awesome. I'm excited. I love when I see on a Marvel event book the classified cover, because they're not going to show that till release day. So I'm super excited for that, and I hope to catch up before...
Classified cover?
You don't see the classified cover?
No, it shows a cover.
On ours it doesn't.
Oh. Classified. Spoilers, dude. Just kidding, I want to see that. No, that's not it. That's a variant, dude.
The one above is... Isn't it 2 above?
Oh, this is the spoiler variant cover. Sorry, mine's the variant.
Here's the variant.
Mm-hmm.
It says years long with an S.
Oh.
So it is.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, yeah, the one war that he mentioned in like his 5th issue, and then it's like issue 55.
For the record, Ribic, that is the one time I've seen his art be spectacular, was it Thor God of Thunder?
I mean, he was good in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. And
yes, you're right. You're right.
And Avengers, a couple of Avengers.
I will ask for forgiveness.
But Rivic's coming back for that 5-issue mini with Jason Aaron to wrap up everything.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
That'd be good.
I gotta go back and read this thing. I feel like I gotta go back and read Thor for all these years.
I don't think you're going to have to. I think you could read this and just...
The first 3 issues you spend in hell.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Wolverine Exit Wounds #1. This is from Chris Claremont, Salvador Roca, Scott Eaton, Larry Hama, and Sam Keith. Looks like it's an anthology kind of book with 3 brand new untold tales from X-Men's Deleted members. So if you're looking for a Wolverine book, there you go. And
I am, but I don't want this one. I do, but I don't.
Morphin Power Rangers #40. This is Ryan Parat, Danielle D. Nacarulo, and Jamel Campbell. Last year, Shatter's Grid made a comic book history. This year, Necessary Evil changes what you know about the Power Rangers with a reveal that will have everybody talking. The Power Rangers comic book event of 2019 begins here with the first appearance of the Power Ranger everybody's been talking about the fan favorite White Ranger. What do we think here, guys? Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers.
I'm excited that Ryan Parrott is back in the book. Margaret Bennett did do a good job, but it just got really convoluted trying to mix this Power Rangers team together over different generations of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So it just got hard to follow and wasn't that interesting. But this I'm excited about. It's going back to the core 6 characters. Hopefully it means we're bringing Tommy back somehow. I'm interested to see how Tommy comes back. Because in Shattered Grid, spoilers, he was murdered by, what's his name? I can't even remember the bad guy's name.
Drakon?
Drakon, yeah.
Jerk off? That's what we're calling it.
Yeah, jerk off with a horrible face. But yeah, I'm excited because now there's one creator on both Power Ranger books, so I hope there's a more cohesive story between the two titles.
So you when you talk about it, it makes me want to get it, and I know I should. Just if I'm going to get one,
try it out
might
the
as well
first
get it.
arc, yeah. Because I feel you'll just be getting half a story then.
Well, that's the thing is I'm going to get it and be like, well, what am I missing? You're like,
Right.
oh my god, this book is so great.
Tell you what.
I don't know why that's what
Drop
you sound.
Fantastic Four and get that book.
That's actually what I was thinking about.
Oh, maybe.
Because I'm not going to get that next issue of Fantastic Four.
Really?
It doesn't.
11?
Yeah, it just. You seen that face?
Yeah.
And I didn't get the last one because it was a tie-in.
War of the Realms.
So we'll see. I'm going to play it by
Maybe
ear.
I'll look at the solicit at 12, and if 12 solicit sucks, then yeah.
I think for me, I've been on the. We can talk about it later off the show, but I've been on the list for like I don't know if I want this book. I'll get Mighty Morphin.
Get the Power Rangers instead because you want that. The weather outside, Alex, a little rainy. It's been raining for the last few days. It looks like it stays like outside. It was like not raining.
Mm-hmm.
Downpour. Happened yesterday too. Not raining. All of a sudden, boom. Here we go. What is up with this shit?
You know what? It's starting to feel like spring, and it's summertime. Officially, it is summertime. But you know what happens this coming week? It's Satan makes a presence up in South Dakota.
I'm going to say it's
It's
going
going
to
to
be
be
hot as
89, 97. You're gonna, balls are going to stick to your thighs, or
fuck. Yeah, man.
Fuck you talking? Holy fuck balls!
Yeah, dude. You're going to have to throw some fucking ice cubes down there. Like,
just to cool them off.
yeah.
So
And shrink and remove.
And the first day that it hits 90, we have storms, it said. So, that's severe weather. Alex, when a tornado comes, what do you first got to do?
first, I grab my captain's shield so that when my building falls on me, I can hold it up. Also, before I even go downstairs, I chuck my mighty shield at the tornado. It kills
and
me.
you lose your shield. It comes back
It's chucked
and
at me.
slices your head
Yes.
I
off.
was thinking more heads behind your, in between your knees, but all right.
Yikes. And the worst day this week of weather is Wednesday.
Last day of the
Yowza.
week is the
Garrett,
worst
what do we think here? How the road's going to handle that heat?
You ever seen, not Day After Tomorrow, what's the other one? 2012
Yeah.
with John
2012?
Cusack?
Yeah.
Yeah, when that guy's driving that limo over the fucking...
Yeah.
That's what you got to be dealing with, getting your books that day. So, might be a good day to start your digital collection. Otherwise, you're going to die.
Going to get some cracks. Alex.
Otherwise,
too.
if you're a real collector, you go out in that fucking storm and get your books.
What do we think about the? It's going to be hot and then possibly rainy. How do you keep care of your issues that day? Like if it's hot, let's say hot, no rain.
So I actually have a
And it's-
dehumidifier in my car to help keep them safe. Also, I've got a lockbox in my car that I lock them in so they're safe. So don't worry about my books; they'll be fine.
What, are they get hot in there? No. What if the ink
It's also
melts
air
off?
conditioned with the dehumidifier in there too.
You know, I thought you were crazy. Now you're fucking crazy, man.
He probably just leaves his wallet right in the dash.
Yeah. Come in here, I dare you.
There we go. The comic's coming out for June 26, 2019. Make sure you keep hydrated in that hot weather. We don't want anybody passing out, getting a heat stroke or a heat exhaustion. Obviously, the stroke is worse than the exhaustion, but both of them would suck. Drink some water, maybe some Gatorade. Get those electrolytes up. Would you recommend that or water? What if I'm
A
really
combo.
thirsty?
I would say electrolytes. You're going to sweat out so much. You're definitely going to want some
Yeah.
Powerade or Gatorade.
Go ahead
so
and get that lemon lime, the best flavor, and suck it down and stay hydrated. Get those electrolytes
because
up.
if you go when you feel it's hot, you'll go to Hy-Vee and that shit will be sold out everywhere.
Yeah, get your water. I saw locally here at Hy-Vee, their brand $188 for a 24-pack of water. That's a good deal.
188, damn, that's good.
Yeah. Suck it down and keep it cool, baby.
Suck it
My name is
down.
Marvin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Hey everyone, keep reading those books.